Hey y'all, this is Tyler Crone, the Digital Outreach and Instruction Librarian at UPIKE. In this video, I'm going to take you through a brief tutorial on using the ProQuest database. ProQuest is one of the largest databases that we have access to, and it's one of our go-to recommendations for anyone looking to find scholarly journal articles, academic research, scientific studies, newspaper or magazine articles, or ebooks. It has information on just about every subject, and as such, it's almost always one of the first resources we recommend to anyone working on a research project or paper.
To access the ProQuest database, we'll start on our UPIKE library page, scroll down a bit, and click on Databases. From here, ProQuest is easy to find. Just look for it in the Popular Databases section on the right and click it. I am on campus right now, so it lets me right into the database, but if you're off campus, it may pop up with a UPIKE login screen when you first click on ProQuest. In that case, log in using your normal UPIKE username and password, exactly like you'd use to log into Canvas or webmail.
Once you're into the ProQuest database, you can jump right into conducting your search. The nice thing about ProQuest is that it automatically limits our search to resources available in full text, so we don't have to worry about finding results that we can't actually access. Next to that full text box, you'll notice another one that says peer-reviewed. If your professor requires you to use peer-reviewed sources for your assignment, click this checkbox. If they don't require that, then you can leave it unchecked. I'll leave it unchecked for our sample search. So let's do a search. Let's say I'm writing a paper on universal basic income. I'll type these keywords in the search bar and then hit enter to conduct the search. Wow, it looks like we've got almost 210,000 results here. That's way too much for me to deal with right now. So I'm gonna take a sec and try to narrow that down a bit to make sure that the results I'm getting are as relevant to my project as possible. On the left side of the page, you'll see what we call limiters. Basically, different ways of kind of focusing your search, so you don't have to sift through so much garbage trying to find a good source for your paper or project. Using these will save you time and make your research process much easier on you. The first limiter here is source type. This lets us choose which sources we want to include in our results and which ones we want to exclude. Click the More button at the bottom to take a closer look. For our sample search, let's say I want to include scholarly journals, newspapers, and trade journals as acceptable sources. The other options will be automatically excluded from our results as soon as I click the Apply button. Oh, cool. That already got rid of a whole bunch of useless results for us. The next limiter is publication date. This lets us choose a certain date range that we want our results to fall within. Some professors may say that they want you to only use resources that were published in the last 5 or 10 years to make sure that you're using the most up-to-date information. In that case, you can click on whichever option they ask for. You can also choose a custom date range if you would like to do that. For our sample search, I'll narrow it down to resources that have been published within the last 10 years by clicking that option, and it will automatically update. Awesome. It looks like we got rid of a whole bunch of other kind of garbage results there. The last limiter I want to point out in this video is subject. Click the arrow to the side to open the drop-down menu, and then again click on the More button at the bottom to open it up. This will look almost identical to the source type menu that we saw a couple seconds ago. Again, we can choose which subjects we would like to include in our search, and it will automatically exclude the options we don't select. For our sample, I'll include studies, let's include employment, politics, poverty, and low-income groups. And then again, I'll hit that apply button to see what we get. Yes, look at that. What used to be 210,000 results, we've managed to narrow down to just 17,000. That's a lot of just junk resources that we've gotten out of our way, and that's going to make our research so much easier. So, looking at our list of results closer, we can see what sources each of these results came from. So, for example, I see that a couple of these are newspaper articles, and I see one from a scholarly journal as well. When we see one that we like the look of, we can click on the title to take a closer look at the resource itself. On this page, we can see the title of the piece at the top and some of the publication information below that. Further down, we can see the abstract, which is a great way to get a sneak peek at what the document is going to be about. And then below that, we can read the full text of the article. At the top right of the page, we have a couple important buttons. If you want to save this resource as a PDF, you can click the Download PDF button to save this resource for offline reading. You can also email or print it directly from your browser using those corresponding buttons. Lastly, you can click on the Cite button for a computer-generated citation of the resource in APA or MLA or even other formats. Be careful with this. This citation tool is great for getting a rough draft of a citation for your reference page, but because it's computer generated, it usually has a couple errors in it. So before submitting your assignment, check the citation using a style guide or our research guide on different citation styles to make sure it's correct. If you just copy and paste this into your assignment, I can just about guarantee that you'll get points off for it being incorrect. And that's about it for this video. If you have any questions about the ProQuest database or would like help using or troubleshooting it, feel free to contact the library and we'll help you out as best as we can. Thanks for watching.